Susanna Reid probed Pat McFadden on Labour's treatment of pensioners as the row over scrapping the winter fuel payment broke out once again. Susanna Reid ripped into Pat McFadden over Labour's treatment of pensioners on Good Morning Britain. During Monday's instalment, January 13, of the ITV programme, Susanna and co-host Ed Balls spoke to Elaine Yates, an elderly pensioner who had been stripped of her winter fuel payment. In August 2024, the Labour government announced the universal payment to pensioners, worth between £100 and £300 a year, would be restricted to just those who receive pension credit. The change meant more than 10 million pensioners would no longer receive the payment. Elaine, who spent more than 20 years looking after her husband and has lung disease, revealed she had just 5 cooked meals last year as she couldn't afford to use her oven and heating. After playing the clip of the 75-year-old, Susanna fumed, "How can you do that with a straight face as a government minister, a Labour government minister who's taken away money from some of the poorest in our society?" The Labour MP said the government targeted the winter fuel payment on the poorest pensioners because many of them can qualify for pension credit. McFadden revealed that members of his constituency weren't aware that they were entitled to pension credit and have now been able to access other benefits they didn't know were available to them. But Susanna swiftly interjected, "Your own government department doesn't know if she's entitled to it or not." Earlier in the show, Elaine revealed that she applied for pension credit and received a letter saying she would get it, before the helpline told her that she wouldn't. After Elaine appeared on Good Morning Britain, the DWP sent her a letter saying she might be eligible, whilst the online calculator says she should be entitled to the winter fuel allowance. Elaine explained how she applied for both more than a month ago but has heard nothing since. Susanna fumed, "You took this away from millions of pensioners and now you've left people like Elaine not knowing what she's entitled to and certainly not getting the money in time for the cold snap." McFadden responded, "I hope she gets her answer soon. We've taken on extra people to process these applications." "I hope she gets an answer very soon. If she is entitled to it, that will get her the winter fuel payment but also possibly access to other benefits that she might not have had access to in the past." A frustrated Susanna asked why the government took away the winter fuel payment for pensioners. "Why did you do that as a Labour government that should have as its principle, look after those who can't pay?" "Aside from the poorest, why did you take the money away from them?" he replied. "It was also done in the light of what's happened to the pension since the winter fuel payment was announced 20-odd years ago." Susanna clarified, "So you thought they had enough coming in from the increase in the pension, that they wouldn't notice you taking away the winter fuel allowance financially?" McFadden declared the government didn't think people wouldn't notice, but explained how they made a commitment to keep increasing the level of the basic state pension. Susanna concluded, so they were getting enough money from the increase of their pension that it would offset the winter fuel allowance. She later added, so you gave with one hand but took away with the other.